What's going on, people, guys? Welcome back, man. Big Duke, all fighting, no smoke. Back at it again. We're gonna take a quick little detour amid the COVID-19 stuff that's going on out here, guys. We're gonna talk about how massage therapy is essential to working out. Today, I'm joined by Nikki, a good friend of mine, also a licensed massage therapist, and she's gonna help us, guys, talk about why massage therapy is beneficial in conjunction with working out. First, guys, I want to tell you guys, I did a video, a series of 3 videos called Stay Active. And with those videos, I was talking about, this is the best time to stay active. And you won't believe I got some people sitting there saying, oh, no, just stay in the house and do this, that, and the other. See, I want you to think a little bit deeper. See, people think that when you talk about staying active, the first thing they think about is looking at what I'm doing. So you can stay active within your own home. You can stay active doing push-ups, sit-ups, body squats. If you're watching a 30-minute program, each commercial break, you can drop down and do 10 push-ups, 20 push-ups. That's about staying active. It's not about like doing what I'm doing, lifting dumbbells, plates, or whatever, riding a bike, whatever. You can be active within your own home. See, that's the thing. People look at it like, man, why are you doing that? And why are you doing this? You don't have to do what I do. The whole thing is just move and be active. That's the whole premise of saying about staying active. So I want to sit there and get that out, guys. Sit there and saying it's not about just staying in the house and being shut in. We know what's going on. We know that. But you can still be active during these times, because right now, the only thing that's getting a real good workout is the microwave and the pantry door. You know what I'm saying? Because after this is all over with, everybody gonna be 10 to 15 pounds heavier, and then they're gonna start running to the gym. So there you go. So again, guys, we're joined with Niki today, you know what I'm saying? Longtime friend of mine. She's a massage therapist. So we're gonna talk about, I'm gonna let her introduce herself and let her tell you about, why she started down the journey of why she wanted to be a massage therapist and, and be successful at it at that. So Niki, go ahead and take it from here.
Hey, everybody. Like you said, my name is Niki. I've been a licensed massage therapist for 12 years now. I got licensed in Greensboro, North Carolina, a little small, privately owned massage school. And I came about massage haphazardly. I was in college studying to actually go into physical therapy. And I was in undergrad at UNC Greensboro. And so during the time in one of my classes, the mention of massage came up and how it could complement physical therapy. So massage intrigued me. I had never had one before. And so I went and did some research. I found a school that I liked and I applied. I also used to suffer from tension headaches. I used to get one almost every day and it was miserable. The doctors weren't helpful. They just tried to get me to take medicine and I wasn't interested in that. So we got in school, we learned about the muscles, how they can cause issues in the body, how they can mimic certain symptoms to make it seem like something else can happen to you. For instance, like sometimes really severe muscle tension can mimic the signs and symptoms of a heart attack. So things like that I didn't know that muscles could do in the body to wreak havoc. So after a few weeks of working on each other and practicing, my headaches went away. And I was sold at that point because I hadn't been able to find any relief before then. And once I did find relief, I felt like everybody should have exposure to this to find a different way of healing that you might not know about or you might not have had exposure to like me. So I just ran with it and I loved it. And I love the healing that has taken place with people, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, even spiritually, because all of that is connected to how someone feels in their body, is connected to sickness and disease. So that's my journey and I'm still on it and I still love it.
Niki, let me ask you this. It's not a lot, to be honest with you. I haven't run across a lot of Black massage therapists out there, for one. And to be honest with you, you're one of the best out there. When I got my massage, man, I'm telling you, I tell you to this day, you're one of the best ones that ever put hands on me and stuff like that. That was excellent.
Thank you.
No problem. What kind of massage do you specialize in, or is there a specialty to what you do, to your craft, or is it like you just got a broad range of anything, or all of them, or do you specialize in one or the other?
I've had training in several different modalities. I've had training in Swedish, deep tissue, trigger point therapy, sports massage, bamboo massage, which uses hot tools, kind of like a hot stone massage, but with bamboo. I've had experience with just learning different stretches to take the body through more functional movement to help with range of motion. I've done barefoot massage, which is massage done with my feet, which is really cool and feels really good, like a deep tissue, but with a more broad tool. So it feels a little bit more relaxing. So my technique is pretty much a fusion of all of those things that I've learned. And I implement them based off of what my client needs at the time. So they may get a mashup of trigger point, Swedish sports massage, deep tissue, where they just may get some Swedish and some stretching. It just depends on what the need is and what it calls for.
Right. So going back to this like bamboo massage, like, I mean, because we know, I think the general pop know about like Swedish massage and deep tissue and trigger point and all that stuff. But what is like bamboo massage? Do you actually use bamboo during that process of that, or is it?
Oh yeah, we have bamboo tools that are cut into different sizes, and we heat them up. And the heat just helps the muscles relax a lot faster and allows me to be able to work deeper into the tissue. So I can use it with deep tissue, and I can use it with Swedish or a more relaxing massage, because really the heat element is what's most important. The tool to get it is just something that adds to the difference, makes it a little more of a novel type of modality. But really the heat is what is important to get those muscles to relax, to be able to get deeper without making you feel too much tension or discomfort. And it really is very effective.
Now, is it any specific type of person that should get one specific type of massage versus another? Or it's just like, I mean, do you recommend somebody that's like, let's say 70, 60 years old, get a deep tissue massage, or does that matter? I mean, would it need a Swedish massage or anything like that? Doesn't matter?
The type of massage really is subjective. So it really depends. I've met older people who really like deep work and can handle that. And then I've met people who are younger who really like very light work. So I think it just depends on the person. There's no one technique that's better for one person than the other. But we do have contraindications that are for some people. Like if you're pregnant, you might not be able to get massage, without your doctor's permission in your first trimester, because there are some concerns with that to make sure that person and the baby is safe. People who have heart conditions or, anything like that, they may have some restrictions that limit the type of massage they can get, just to make sure that no further injury is caused. Or if you've had blood clots, that's always a concern, because we're moving stuff around and we don't want to cause further damage. Right.
See, here's the thing though, like I think Americans are so spoiled, because right now people probably think like, oh man, COVID-19, you know what I'm saying? Why should I be thinking about a massage right now? Is everything shut down? True. But here's the thing though, once this is all over with, you know what I mean? I reason why I brought Niki on here is to let you know, guys, all this stuff ties in. You know what I'm saying? Having a good productive workout, at least something that lactic acid, all this stuff ties in, you know what I'm saying, for the betterment of your workout and for the betterment of your longevity. So, and also when towards the end, I'm going to show you guys, Niki going to link her Facebook page and show you how to do a self massage so you can do some of this stuff at home. Also, the benefits of it, not only is it good, you got top athletes. You know what I mean? Let's take one, for instance, Emmitt Smith. He's actually saying that for his longevity of his career, he used to get massages twice a day to keep his career going. So let's just do this real quick. Don't take my word for it. Let me share my screen here. Hold on a second, man. I'm gonna show him this here. Hold on a second. Share this. Nah, I don't want to do that. I want to do share screen. Where's my other one? I'm gonna swing one. Me new to this. Hold on a second. If I can hold on, minimize that. Close that out. Okay. Can you see that?
Not really. It's a little small.
It's a little small? Okay, let me put it bigger.
Hold on.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
You see it now?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's better.
Cool. So let's look at the highlighted section. You know what I'm saying? Where it says, let's go back to Emmett Smith, where it says, along with eating healthier and taking better care of his body, Smith began to a more intense off-season workout with help with Johnson. He saw a chiropractor who aligned his body, which reduced muscles and pulls in his legs. Here it is right here. Smith also began receiving massages twice a week during the season. Once he was done on Monday to speed up recovery, and then from Sunday's game, and while the others was done on Friday to help flush out the body and prepare for the upcoming game. So, I mean, there it is right there. You got one of the most credited running backs, that we ever came across. You know what I'm saying? Telling you right here, that's the central part of having that massage work done moving forward to help his career. So let me black out of that. So, I mean, there it is right there, guys. So it's telling you, like, you got Emmitt Smith getting 2 massages a day. Now, granted, everybody probably can't afford 2 massages a day because you guys can get, a little pricey and stuff like that. So I want you to speak on that a little bit. Like, what is the price range for somebody who just needs some basic work, or how do you guys work that in? How do you guys do that?
With pricing, it varies from place to place. A lot of massage therapists will try to stay within a range depending upon what their competitors are offering. The amount of time that you've been practicing is a factor. The types of services you offer plays into the massage. If you have a studio or if you're traveling, because if you have a space, you have to take care of the cost for that space, your supplies that you need, washing laundry, doing linens, just the upkeep of your space to make it usable, to make it aesthetically pleasing, that cost. So the prices are sometimes higher if you have a higher overhead and if you have more experience and you offer a specialized technique, because it's a lot of work. We're using our bodies physically to give this. It's not like, we're working for a salary where, we might be sitting at a desk each day and can work 8 hours a day. There are some people out there who do 8 hours of massage, but I'm not one of them because I will feel horrible. My body will feel terrible, and it will also take away from the quality of my service. So with that being said, to sustain your livelihood, to pay bills, sometimes there is a higher cost if you're practicing on your own or if you're running a spa and you have to pay employees and other things. We try to make it as reasonable as possible to make the experience worth it. But, we also have to make sure we're taking care of ourselves and giving you a wonderful experience each time.
And speaking of that, taking care of yourself, what self-help do you do yourself to keep yourself up to par to go from, let's say, a busy season for you, to go from client to client to client? What kind of self-help stuff do you do so that each client can get the best of Niki?
Oh my goodness. Well, I definitely get my own massages as often as I can, either weekly or bi-weekly. I have I use all the tools that I share with other people, like my tennis balls and rooms or whatever to help, in between. I get chiropractic adjustments. Those help extremely well with preserving my strength. I exercise, I work out my hands, I work out my whole body because it is a full body work, it's a full body thing that we do every day. So I try to make sure I'm eating well, I'm staying hydrated. I try to make sure I take little mental breaks if I have time in between clients, just to kind of recenter and settle down and to make sure that I'm not bringing any of my negative energy, if I have any, into the room with them. So those are just some of the things that I do to try to stay on top of my game.
Now, I want to talk about positioning a little bit because we all been to the mall. You know, no matter what mall you go to around the country, you see these little kiosks around in the mall, and you see the chair massage. You know what I'm saying? And I see people like, you know, me getting a chair massage. So what's the difference between a chair massage and then like table massage? Like, what's the benefits of each?
With chair massage, those are usually for faster, just more spot specific massages. So they usually focus on maybe the neck, shoulders, and the back. Some of them might be able to access the legs and the feet if you need some work there, but they're generally more for just, okay, I need to stop for a few minutes, you know, get this little kink worked out and, you know, keep moving along throughout my day. Or it's just to give you a little break if it's in a work setting, just to kind of give you a little mental break, a physical break from being in front of that computer all day, from dealing with customers or clients all day. And, you know, just take away from the stress of your day, whether it's personal, business, or otherwise. So those are just for more quicker, you know, relief moments than table massage. With table massage, it allows you to focus on the whole body. I mean, we can focus on parts of the body too, but it just allows us more full access to your body, to those areas that are causing you discomfort or tension, to allow us to treat them more effectively. We can do a lot more stretching, range of motion. We can, you know, target different areas that we can't target in the chair, like your hip flexors. If you're sitting all day, if you're in the massage chair, we can't really target that very well. On the table, we can stretch those out, lengthen that, try to give you some muscle relaxation in those areas to provide some relief. So the table massage just allows me to be a bit more in depth with my service.
From a price range standpoint, from a cost effective standpoint, what's the cost range for a chair massage? Let's say, I should say this. Let me ask you this: is it different from going back? You said somebody having their own studio and having a chair massage in there, or like the kiosk area? Is the price different? Or just give me a broad like price range for a table chair massage.
That actually depends on the setting in which it's being given. So if it's in a work setting, some companies will pay for their employees to get massage. You know, I do massage for some companies, and some companies will have me bring my table in to do the massages, and some places will have me bring the chair in. So the pricing for those is a little different. It's a little less expensive because you're seeing more people in a shorter period of time, and they're getting a shorter service. So they're a little less expensive, but a lot of people try to stick with that $1 per minute for chair massage. But some people may make it $2 per minute or whatever, just depending upon the setting. Or if you're like, again, if it's for a work setting and you have more than one massage therapist, you know, you have to pay them, pay yourselves, that sort of thing. So it might be a little pricier, but for the consumer purchasing it, it is more cost effective, but it's also a shorter service compared to table massage, which is usually from 30 minutes up to 2 hours. So
wow, 2 hours. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. I never had I had a 60 minute. I never had a 2 hour massage, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Now, why is it that so important that you guys put emphasis on like, you know, drinking water like after the fact that you have like a long massage and stuff like that? Why is that important?
I think it's most important just because you can get dehydrated lying down. It's the same as when you're sleeping almost and you're thirsty during the night. You know, your body systems start doing less sometimes when you're sleeping. You start producing less saliva when you get more relaxed, that sort of thing. So staying hydrated is key anyway for making sure you feel healthy, making sure your muscles are staying healthy as well. So that in general is just a good practice to have anyway, because a lot of us don't drink enough water throughout the day anyway. So I feel like that is just something we say regardless, just to help people stay focused on that. Like, hey, stay hydrated. Stay hydrated. It has so many more benefits than just, you know, trying to flush things out. You know, it's good for your skin. It's good for, you know, muscle mobility. It's good in general to help your other systems function properly. So, you know, I think it's just a practice for us to just try to make you more conscious of getting more water.
Good deal. Good deal. Let's talk about the change a little bit. like you work with me a long time, you know what I'm saying? You know how I get down. Everybody know that come through, you know what I mean, Big Duke, they know they're gonna get a workout.
Yes.
So yeah, you already know that. You know what time it is. But
oh yeah.
Yeah, so like I've been training a long time, and 90% of the time I'm very, very traditional, like dumbbells, medicine balls, barbells. However, the other 10%, you know what I mean, is kind of like the new age stuff, like the TRX bands, the Bosu ball, the battle ropes, the sandbags and stuff like that. Even though it's like a new kind of like generational stuff, I kind of add both of them together and intertwine them both together to get that optimum workout. You know what I mean, from each client, because everybody's different. Everybody's not that old school classic dumbbells, barbells, and stuff like that. Sometimes you need a mixture of both, you know what I mean, to get the most out of the workout and get the most out of that client. So my question to you, Nick, is how has your massage practice changed since you got started?
Oh man, I think the way I interpret massage for different people has changed over the years. So before it was about healing, but I was just really trying to execute different modalities. And I think I was sticking more with one modality at a time. So if someone wanted Swedish, that's what they got. If someone wanted deep tissue, that's what they got. But I was always curious about other techniques and other modalities to enhance my work. So over time, just absorbing and obtaining knowledge from instructors or books or videos really helped change my practice to make it more inclusive for the client. So they're not just, so that's why I don't, in my own practice, I don't charge different fees for the different modalities I use, because I use a lot of different ones all the time. And so I want the best for my client. I want them to have the most optimal result when they see me. So limiting them to saying, oh, you have to, if you want Swedish, it's this price. If you want deep tissue, it's this price. To becoming just more holistic about you all together. So I'm not worried about you. I'm not worried about nickel and diming you for these different modalities, but I am just going to use whatever knowledge I have and skill that I have to give you my best so that you get the most relief, so that you feel amazing when you leave, and that you'll come back and we can continue working on keeping you feeling good. So my practice has changed in that way because I just use a more holistic approach now than just, oh, doing this one thing at one time because you paid for that. I'm going to give you everything that I have so that you can feel your best every time.
Great answer. Great answer. Now, here's where I think the both are definitely intertwined between the two, between working out and then the massage therapy. Going back to something that you just said, I mean, you said something that it caught me. You said you want the best for your clients. Like for me, and then I mean, you can agree or you have a different view on it if you have one. Like for what you said, want the best for your clients. Like I don't have clients come to me with a vision in mind. And based off me working with them, I'm like, okay, I understand what you want, but right now this is what you need. First thing, you got a lot of postural distortions going on, so we need to address this first before we get to point B. You see what I'm saying? So in other words, we need to sit there and I need to sit there and correct this so you can have a more developed chest. I need to correct this before I can lift your butt up. I can tone those legs up. So I guess what I'm asking is it a situation where a client came in and said, listen, I want a Swedish massage, but in that Swedish massage, you felt different knots and said, listen, I understand what you want. You may need trigger point or you may need deep tissue therapy right now. What say you in that situation?
Oh, yeah. I have people all the time that come in with, their goals, which are good. You know what you want, what you want to feel and achieve. So I listen to that. Like, if you're like, okay, I know I have all these knots in my back, but I really think I just need a relaxation massage. I'm going to agree with you because you're the client. I want to make sure that you get the massage that you want, but I will also let you know, Swedish is good, but we might need to work a little deeper in some areas to make you really feel some relief here, to make you, feel less restricted here. So I just communicate with them throughout the massage, before the massage, and after, so that we're both on the same page. Like, I don't want to give you something because I want to give it to you. I want you to get what you want. I will explain everything to you, and then we can move forward from there. But I'm never going to impose what I think on you. I will tell you what I think and give you my professional opinion on how to move forward with your services and your treatment plan. But, ultimately you're going to get what you want because that's what you want, and I will do my best to comply, or I will send you to someone else who might be able to take you a little further in the way that you need. So I'm never going to hold anyone hostage just because I want them as my client, but I'll release you. I'm always doing that. Like, maybe you should see this type of person. I think they can better assist you to get you a little bit further along.
Good point. Good point. Like for me, I'm gonna keep it simple. Like for me, I tell, without getting into the minutia of things, I would tell people like this right here. Listen, this is, if I see you work, if I see you busting your butt, if I see you going at it 10 times over, you putting in maximum effort to get the way you got to go. Sometimes I will go the extra mile. I will sit there and go a little bit longer in the session. I will sit there and, hey, listen, throw them a bone or something like that. Listen, man, I see where you're going. I see your vision. Tell you what, here's a perk for you. You know what I'm saying? So without getting into the minutia of it and going into the details of how it break down, will you do the same thing? If somebody's just constantly coming, you got a consistent client coming to you, do you give them like a perk or something like that based off their history with you?
Absolutely. There are often times where I know my regular clients coming in, we're going to have some work to do. They might be in there with me for 2 hours and I'm like, man, we did some good work, but if you don't mind, like, I'd still like to focus on this a little bit more. Or I'll give them, a free session, or, give them some extra time. It just depends. But, I'm always trying to do things for my clients that support me and that believe in me and find value in my work. And even people who I, haven't worked with before, I always try to show them some value in some way. If I'm not a perfect match for you, that's fine. I'm not going to be a perfect fit for everyone, but I will still make sure to give you resources that can help you find that person. So yeah, I'm always trying to figure out ways to show appreciation to people who support and, even give me a chance to work with them.
Good deal. Good deal. All right, let's switch gears a little bit. I want to talk about now, while working out and massaging are totally beneficial and totally in lockstep with each other. People don't understand that if you can get a massage with your workout, after you work out, sometimes something like that, do it. They don't understand the benefits of it. So right now, Nick, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you some topics, and I want you to expound on each one of them in no specific order. Just tell them why, because every time, people don't realize it. Even me, I know you, working out, it's gonna come injuries. You're gonna get injured doing something. If you work out long enough, you're gonna get injured. You ride your bike long enough, you're gonna fall.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things, like, how can massages like treat injuries and the benefits of massaging and treating an injury?
Okay. With fitness enthusiasts or athletes, massage helps with injury prevention by making sure that you have the elasticity in your muscles and your skin to go through proper range of motion to execute whatever exercise or motion that you need to. If you need to be explosive, we need to make sure that we target those muscles that are going to give you that power so you can execute that without tearing something or hurting yourself. So massage helps also to bring blood and oxygen to the tissues and to the muscles and to the skin, which is very important with healing and for function. If you ever tried to work out cold, you are more likely to feel tight, restricted. You're not moving through the movements very well, and that can increase your chance for injury. So it's the same thing, with massage. We warm those muscles up. We make sure that blood and oxygen is flowing, that we got heat coming to it to help them relax and stretch more so you can get further in your movements. With people who are coming out of maybe like a marathon or some type of athletic event, getting massage as soon as possible within 24 to 72 hours is always a good practice, because that's the time frame when you're going to start feeling it the most. I used to work I did an Ironman competition a few years ago, and they had a tent set up.
That's right.
They sent people immediately after because their muscles are just ripped from that point and they are exhausted. So they come and, they start the recovery process right there, because if you don't, you won't be able to move. you
Right.
will feel horrible, and it'll be days and days before you start to
Yep.
feel better.
Yep.
So addressing those muscles and making sure there's, you don't cause any further injury or dysfunction is very important. So I think massage helps in that way, just because we try to target those areas that have been most affected depending upon what you do. And again, it just brings those essential nutrients from the blood and oxygen getting into those muscles to help with healing. Because when you work out, you get all those little micro tears in the
Yes.
muscle
Yep.
that help them grow and develop. But you also need to work them out so you don't feel horrible, so you're not susceptible to injury in the future.
Good point. Good point. And also, I'm gonna add on to that. It's like, even if you're not a like I said, a professional athlete, and she mentioned marathon runners, and also other events like, uh, a vigorous workout, or like a real intense workout. The muddy runner, all those events like that. CrossFitters, all those events like that, guys. If you're doing any one of those activities, stuff like that, and you have an intense workout, like myself, my intense workout, that's essential for you. Having a massage after that is essential for you. She's dead on. If you only look at the Boston Marathon and look at those runners, as soon as they're done, it's a tent set up on the side over there, so they can go right in there and then they can get worked on. So she is spot on that, guys. I want to go into another one. It's and you kind of like you tapped into it a little bit. I want you to go into it a little bit more. It's like, what about like faster recovery between workouts?
Yes. So that's when that 24 to 72 hour period is essential. It definitely helps with recovering fast. Even for me, I do intense workouts or less intense workouts, but I'm also very vigilant with trying to get massage and work done, because I know how my body feels when I don't. And then if I'm feeling stiff or hurt or achy and I try to work out again, it's just not going to be the same. I'm not going to be able to have that same effort and push that I had before. So getting it as soon as possible is helpful, just because that lactic acid builds up in those muscles really quickly when you're exerting yourself for long periods of time, and it can really cause the muscles to lock up. So if you can't come within that time frame, just whenever you can, honestly, to just try to get some relief, to try to, make sure your muscles are in good working condition to keep doing what you're doing, so you can do it effectively and do it safely.
Right. And we talked about treating injuries. What about preventing injuries?
Prevention, that's a loaded question, because prevention starts with you at home. Like, what are you doing in between? I can tell somebody who comes to see me, okay, you need to be stretching these areas. You need to be, drinking more water, make sure your diet is good, you're getting lots of sleep, make sure you check your stress. But all of that is dependent upon the person, and what you're doing in between. Preventing injury is, involves you mostly. What are you doing? Are you taking the time to warm up before you exercise? Are you taking the time to, get all your nutrients? Are you eating fruits and vegetables? Are you, taking care of yourself in that way? Do you take supplements for things that you don't have? It's a holistic process for making sure that somebody is ready and able to prevent injury and all of that. Because, if you just go out there and sprint, when you first wake up in the morning, you might pull your hamstring, or you might pull something else. And so it just involves you being conscious and being diligent and doing those things to prevent it as much as possible.
Why do you think that it's so hard to convey that simple message, like doing the stuff at home, until like you said, we're talking about prevention now, right? That should be easy, right? Do the basic stuff at home. But why do you think it's so hard to convey that? But yet and still they'll wait until the injury happens. Now we're talking about treating the injury, which could have been prevented doing self-awareness. Why do you think that's so hard to convey to the Gen Pop?
I think it's just life in general, and also what your priorities are at that time. If you have a lot of things going on in your life, you may not feel like you have the time to do these extra things to make sure it happens, or you just may dismiss it. You're like, oh, okay, well, I feel this in my shoulder, but I think I'll be okay.
Right.
And then you keep pushing until you just can't ignore it anymore.
Right.
So it's just getting people to really just pay attention to themselves. It's so hard to get distracted and focused on everything else around us and not really focus inward, because sometimes that also feels selfish, but it's important. You got to take care of you so you can take care of the things you have to take care of in your life, and conveying that to people who don't have the time or, haven't really seen the benefit, or who just don't pay attention to themselves in that way. It's hard to get them to see it, and then you have those people that do want to, take those steps and are like, okay, well, if I come in at the first sign of this, then maybe I can cut it off and make it feel better. But, it's a mindset thing. I think you have to be free of mind to do it. You have to be willing to do it. Sometimes people have so much going on that they're just trying to make it through. Right. And then they can't do anything else, or they don't have the interest to. So there's that too. So just understanding where your client is in all aspects of their life, will help how to maybe guide them to get there.
Right. See, one thing about you, Nick, see, you nice with it. You real nice and stuff like that. But me, I shoot from the hip. See, I'm related to this right here. I'm related to like the classic employee handbook. So when you get hired on a job, your employer give you a handbook, and they expect you to do your due diligence and read through that handbook to make sure you know all the rules and regulations that goes on in that job that you apply for. Now here's the thing: when the shit hit the fan, you go and sit there and say, "Oh man, you never tell me about this." Oh, all you gotta do is go to page 17. It's right there. You see what I'm saying? I think it's like a discipline when something as simple as having a 20-page employee handbook. All you gotta do is read through it, and it's right there for you. So just like you said, priorities. Our priorities are on the backbone. We don't wait, and we don't like sit there and take the time to sit there and do our due diligence to say, well, let me see what's going on so I can prevent X. But we wait until Y and then say, oh shit, it's on us now. Now what are we gonna do? You see what I'm saying? So I think it's like a discipline. I think it's boiled down to discipline. All we gotta do is take our time, due diligence, and read through it. If you're getting hired on a Friday, take one Saturday or Sunday, read through the handbook, and then you good. Same thing apply here. We can give you the information, but we can't make you do it.
Exactly.
It's the same thing like going to the doctor. You go into the doctor, you're gonna pay twice. You know what I'm saying? So instead of waiting until we sit there and tell you to do all the stuff you need to do, but then when the doctor tell you, he tell you all you're gonna do is turn around and tell you need to do X, Y, Z. So now you don't pay him, and then you got to turn around and pay a healthcare professional to help you out.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean?
But that's that's the thing. It's hard to get people to see that, especially if they're not in that mindset where they're ready for that kind of thing. The change, like you said, has to come from them. Like I can give you all this information and tell you what to do in between sessions or to make your sessions more beneficial for when you come back. But if you don't do them, we're going to be stuck in the same place. And after a while, I'm just going to have to send you on to somebody else because I don't want you to just stay in this place.
Right.
I appreciate your business and I will continue to work with you, but I'm also going to try to get you to the next level if you're interested, and I'll make my recommendations then, but I'm not going to, continue to try to force feed you, the things that are good for you. You're an adult, so you can make that decision for yourself. And if whenever you're ready to, the information is there. So, I just do what I can on my end, do the best that I can, and then, try to make suggestions for further things. And if you're still not noticing the results that you want consistently, then we'll have that same conversation. Like it really is dependent on you doing your thing in between here so that we can continue to see progress. But if you're not willing to do that, we're going to be in this place for a while.
Right. This is what I think, I'm silly as hell. This is what I think people waiting on right here. Let me show you this right here. I honestly think that people are waiting on this point of the game before they change. I think people waiting to see this right here. So this is quarantine day number 1. That's how you look. They waiting for quarantine day 14 or 15. Now they Big Deborah. They went from Little Debbie to Big Deborah. Ain't got no sense. You know what I'm saying? And it's all about snacks. Don't worry about the snack cakes. All snacks. They should have put all snacks on that motherfucker. All snacks. We want all the snacks. The ones on the bed, you know what I'm saying? On the shoebox, everywhere in the corner. That's what they waiting on right there. That's when they're gonna start hitting the gym at this point. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna go from Little Debbie to Big Deborah. That's what it's that's what it's about. I'm just keeping it a buck with you, man. It's just crazy. But you know I ain't got those shits, man. But that's what I'm saying. That's how we think about shit. So anyway, guys, man, what I want to do now is, guys, Nick gonna show us, guys, how to she gonna put it into the chat, how to self-massage during these times. So of course, right now everything is shut down. They're doing the social distance thing and all that good stuff. So of course you can't go to the massage parlor right now and get massage, chair massage, or table massage. So she has a video on her Facebook page, and she's going to link it into the chat and show you guys how to do a self massage for yourself. So if you can put that into the chat, Nick,
okay,
you can have it. Okay.
I'll do that right now.
Yeah, so they can see that. And also, if you you know, have Instagram, you can share any information you want, and then I'll let you know when I see it come up.
Okay, I'm putting.
Yeah, as soon as it's over with, everybody's like, oh, I gotta get to the gym. I gotta go to the gym, lose these pounds. It's too late now. Shit. That shit, it's too late now. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's why they're gonna call you up, so they can start their journey to get back to Little Debbie.
Hell no. All I can do is fucking give you a damn diet plan out this motherfucker.
Well, that's what they're gonna need.
But yeah, then you're right. But some people, you know, like we be talking about like 10 minutes ago, some people just like discipline. And I can't train discipline, your motivation, and your heart. You know what I mean? That's something I can't train. If you don't got the discipline to do it, then you know, hey man, I can't help that shit. So
yeah, you just gotta do what you can do.
You do what you can do. Say get out and walk. Yeah.
It.
I literally, I'm telling you, I think I did a live stream with one of my boys a while back, and I saw this lady and her son, and this lady said this. I shit you not. She was walking around the track just as slow as she wanted to walk, and she was walking off the track, and she was on the phone, and she told somebody, "Yeah, get that chicken out the freezer and so I can get home and fry it up." I shit you not, and that was her exact words. After you walking around the track, you got the mindset to walk around the track, do something healthy. But you mean to tell me you don't got the mental fortitude to sit there and say, "Now I'm frying that food. It's going to be more detrimental than me walking around this track." That's going to be okay. So it's certain things that I look at and be like, okay, cool. You're going to walk around the track and go home and fry some chicken. Make that make sense.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean it's a deep-seated belief system about food. Also, you know, that makes people either able to correct things, like, you know, you want to get healthy, you want to eat better, and then you have to kind of fight that mindset that you maybe were raised on, like, ooh, but I really want this fried chicken and these, you know, mac and cheese and this cornbread, you know what I'm saying? Like, when certain times come around, you just gonna be thinking about that. If it's Sunday afternoon, you're like, oh well, you know, back home we always, you know, fried it up, some fish, some chicken, or whatever else, you know. So it's again with that mindset and deciding what you want. You know, I'm not always the healthiest eater, but I definitely try to more often than not, because I know what I want for myself and for my life and for the way that I look like. I want to make sure I'm staying within that. So I'm going to do the things that I need to do. Not saying I don't indulge sometimes, because I definitely do.
Oh yeah, everybody does. Yeah.
But
and I'm going to touch on this. Go ahead, Nick. Go ahead.
No, but it's just definitely it had to take a mindset shift, even for me, because it's like, man, I really want something like saucy and just delicious, and then, you know, having to opt for like, okay, I need more veggies here, maybe like a fish here or something, to just make me understand, like, okay, well, if you want to look like this and if you want to get these goal results, then you're going to have to make these changes. You have to work out this amount of time. You're going to have to eat like this consistently.
Right.
And you're going to have to just do these things. So if you're ready for it, like when I was ready, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get this and I'm going to see the results. And once you start seeing the results, you're just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. It's just getting there. Cause I remember working out, like you used to kill us out there.
Oh yeah. You know that.
You used to kill us. So if I wasn't eating better, it was going to be a bad day for me out there.
Right.
And I knew that. Like I wasn't trying to be embarrassed and throw up on the side somewhere. Like I wasn't trying to do that. Like, cause there were times where I felt like that could have happened, you know? So, you know, trying to just eat right and do those things, it helps like in so many ways. Like it definitely took a shift for me to get there.
I'm gonna take a quick sidebar. I'm gonna say this though, amid this COVID-19 stuff. Like for me, I remember when this stuff first dropped. I remember it first came out, and it was no Black people getting it. You know what I'm saying? And then you had the one thing about like Black people, we're such conspiracy theorists. We love being conspiracy theorists. And when it first came out, all you heard was, "Oh, Black people can't get it. Oh, this can't get it. Oh, Black people, that ain't for us. We can't. We're immune to it." Then Donovan Mitchell played for the Utah Jazz. Got it. You know what I mean? He got it. Then all of a sudden, later on, Detroit and Chicago. Now all of a sudden, it's very populated that Black people are getting this. But we failed to miss one thing though. When it first came out, well, I mean, a little bit after it first came out, they were saying something that's real prevalent. The underlying issues. If you got underlying health issues, you overweight, you diabetic, all this other stuff. That right there, you're more susceptible to get this thing. You know what I'm saying? If your immune system is shot, you're more prone to get this stuff. So now all of a sudden, if you look at a lot of people, you know what I mean, a lot of us are overweight, diabetic. You know what I mean? We fall right in line with some of the underlying symptoms and stuff like that. So, I mean, I know we're taking a sidebar. But what you think about that? Like, as far as like from a health standpoint, like we always like to sit there and point the finger and then be like, "Oh, this is another." But we fail to look at ourselves and like, okay, cool. Take a better notion to take care of yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I heard that floating around social media where Black people couldn't get the virus. And that's just, you know, I like to think that people were just being funny, but I'm sure that there are those people who really felt that way.
Right.
And again, like, you know, it is a mindset thing yet again. With that, you know, you have to be able to get yourself to a point where you can say, okay, I'm going to try to eat healthier. I'm going to try to work out more. But, you know, in those areas where people are maybe less fortunate or struggling more, sometimes that option seems a little less, what's the word? Like it just seems a little less attainable, I think, because, you know, if you are on welfare or you get food stamps, like sometimes those things limit what you can get. If you have to visit a food pantry, sometimes those things limit what you can get and, you know, how healthy it is. You know, it's a societal thing, too, because healthy food is so expensive. You know, and you may want to eat healthy, but you can't afford to. You have to feed your family. You know, so then you're forced to make a decision like, okay, well, am I just going to get this, you know, box of, you know, Hamburger Helper or these, you know, Chef Boyardee cans of food? Or am I going to try to, you know, go out here and get this stuff to make, you know, some greens, some fish, or, you know, a salad or something. And that's just the truth. Like in other countries, you know, healthy food is not this pricey. You know, it shouldn't cost so much to eat healthy, but, you know, that's where we are here. And a lot of people aren't in the position to do that consistently or even at all. So we, you know, taking those things into consideration too is important. Like, what do you have access to? You know, are you able to get these things? Are you able to get to the doctor? You know, are you able to get healthy, fresh produce and vegetables and other items? Can you get those things? Is that feasible for you and your family? Like, you have to, you know, so I think it's a lot more to it than you know, people just not wanting to do that or not having the willpower. I mean, that's part of it too, but you know, in
Mhm.
certain areas, they just don't
can't.
have access
Right.
and
They
they
don't have
can't.
access. They don't have the
And
resources to
so,
actually do it.
yeah.
Right.
And so you
Right.
have to choose almost between, you know, being healthy or not, and life and death, because you just got to make it. And
Right.
you've got to make sure your family makes it. And so that can be very challenging and, you know, put more people at risk because they have to make those decisions.
And plus, you got some sicko people out here. I don't know if you saw the I think he was in because you in Dallas, you in Houston, right? Dallas, one of them.
Dallas. Mm-hmm.
Dallas. I think he was from that area. I don't know. I'm not certain. But the bus driver, the lady got on the bus and coughed on this guy maybe
Mm-hmm.
a couple of times. You saw about that? You saw that right
I
there?
heard about that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And he gave an interview. He did an interview, and like a week or two later, he died from that. So you got
Yeah.
some really sicko people out here who really don't care about the well-being of themselves, much less anybody else. You know what I'm saying? And you was like right. I mean, a lot of times people just put in positions where they just don't have the resources and the funding to actually get, I mean, healthier foods and stuff like that. Because, like you said, when you go in the grocery store, all the expensive stuff is on the outskirts of the grocery store. I mean, all the cheap processed stuff is in the center aisles and stuff like that. Go down the center aisles, that's where you get all the cheap stuff at. And sometimes people, that's all they can afford. So you're like right when it comes to things like that. So yeah, and I was just looking at that. And then again, too, you know, I mean, even with the testing, you know, if you can't, you know, get the good foods, you damn sure can't afford the testing and the medical care because they looking at you like you ain't got insurance. Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm gonna put you on the bike burner. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna help somebody with some good insurance. I'm gonna help them first. You know, so that's why I think it is a lot of us are dying from this stuff is because we just don't have the funding and the resources to get help like that. So yeah, I agree with you on that. Yeah. So did you put the you put your stuff in there in the chat? I don't see it.
Oh, I hit. Yeah, I did it.
Let me see. Let me try to find you.
Oh, wait a minute. I need to click live comments.
Yeah,
I did. I think I did private chat. Hold on.
Yeah, hit live comments. I see man, Alan in there. Salute, Alan, man. What's up, man? What's up, Kenny Kojo? What's going on, man?
I don't see where I can add my comments on here.
You don't see
I was able to do it on the private chat, but I can't add it on the live comments here.
Let me see, can I do it real quick? Hold on a second. Let me pull you up there. Let me pull your information up real quick. Niki. Let me hit share. Give me a second. Oh, there you go, right there. Let me hit share. Give me a link to share this motherfucker. Hold on a second. I see it. I'm trying to hit. Let's see. All right. So what is? I tell you what. Just put your Can you put your Facebook page in here if you mind that, or you care to go to your Facebook page?
Yeah. Let me see here.
Okay. Yeah. Can you put? Yeah, you can write in comments. You definitely can comment in there.
Well, I think I still can't really figure out if I can comment in the live comments. Like I put it in the private chat. If you can see that, then maybe you can.
Hold on.
Okay. Then I put it in the private chat. So see if you can copy that and.
Yeah, there you go. I see it. Check my Facebook. Okay. I see you. All right. All right. Cool. All right. And what's that? NC? Sure. Is it right there? See that?
Let me see. Okay.
See it?
Yes.
All right.
And that's for Facebook and Instagram.
Cool. So guys, listen, go over there and check her out. And then again, this is a little tutorial on how to do a self massage. You know what I'm saying? Of course, everything is shut down right now. So this is a good way to do it yourself until things open back up or get to normal again. So that's it. Nikki, anything you want to add to this right here? Anything you want to bring to the table? Let people know what's going on, because people see it on the playback. I mean, what's going on?
I just want to say thank you for having me on your forum today and for this interview. I always enjoy the chance to talk about massage and how it relates to everyday life. And for those people who are unaware about it, I hope they can check it out, because it really is really good when you get somebody who knows what they're doing. So, yeah, that's it. But I hope everybody stays safe and, stays healthy. And if those tips are helpful for you, if you like my pages, then I will be doing them weekly for a while to give you different tips each week.
Good deal. All right, guys, that's it, man. I appreciate it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, man. That's it. Nick, I'm out of here. Thanks for coming in, stopping in. Big Duke. And we'll get it in. We'll do this again.
Okay.
All right.
All right, guys.
All right, peace.